When we transitioned to the Total Insight, we already, from the beginning, we started noticing that we were able to track our reimbursements, any denials that were happening, and being able to rebill any claims that needed to be redone better because our billing was outsourced. Total Insight as a package, I think, has really helped our clinic streamline a lot of processes and to allow documentation to become more effective. It's allowed communication with the front desk and the therapist to become easier so that it's not constantly, going back and forth and back and forth. Things were dealt with a little bit faster, a little bit more efficiently. We're able to monitor ourselves as physical therapists, especially in a small practice, to know when a reassessment has to occur for different insurance companies. We're able to monitor how much, under Medicare, how much money that somebody's used, so we know when we need to apply KX modifiers, or we need to know, how close they're getting to any cap, which is really helpful because we only right now have one full-time front desk staff for 7 physical therapists and a couple part-time front desk staff. And they don't have time to be monitoring all of that because of all the other roles that they have to fulfill. So it's allowed us to take it on a little bit more, and it's not hard to be checking it. So it's allowed us to take something off of, an otherwise burdened kind of area of our clinic so that we can do it ourselves. Total Insight has been helpful to us as a practice to allow us to get a little bit more data driven because we didn't have a lot of data before. And I think that data starts to give you that business background. If you end up in a private physical therapy practice, no matter how big or how small it is, I feel that you have to have some sort of business background. Having Total Insight is going to help us to go in the right direction of creating a business model for ourselves. I think we're so focused coming out of physical therapy school that we're trying to get our patients better, that if there was some change to physical therapy and having an understanding of a business model, that when you go out into the clinic, you're going to have that in your back pocket of saying, I know that I need to do X, Y, and Z in order to allow my clinic to run the best. If you come out with that basic understanding, then you can take any data from where you're working to apply to say, okay, this is how I'm doing now as a clinician. I know that I'm working on my clinical skills, or I'm continuing to work on my clinical skills to become an expert physical therapist, but also can I round out my physical therapy ability by having that business background and saying, okay, I can take these data points and how can I make myself a better clinician data-wise, not just as my patients got better. We come out of school, we just want to treat our patients the best that we can, not necessarily looking at how are we getting reimbursed, the financial aspects of things. And as a business, you have to.